David Greene is joining us this morning from Greene & Phillips, and today we're talking workers' compensation. Kind of explain what exactly that means.
Well, workers' compensation is an insurance that individuals have if they're working for an employer. Everyone that works for an employer that has 5 employees or more has to have workers' compensation insurance. There's an act, there's a state law that says that you have to be covered by workers' compensation. And basically what it does, it would cover someone if they're injured on the job. It would actually pay for their medical bills or any type of injury they have. They would be compensated at the end of any treatment that they would have.
When you and I were talking off camera, you said a lot of times people will say, I'm afraid to file workers' compensation because I don't want to get fired. That's not the case.
That's exactly right. I mean, many times people are so afraid. They call us all the time. They say, gosh, I am really worried about losing my job.
Right.
And that's just not the case. You're not, and certainly people can be fired, and they can be fired for any reason in the state of Alabama. But that's just not very common. That's very not common at all.
If you're hurt, you need to make sure that you, of course, report that to your supervisor. But here's a question that I have. What if you're hurt, let's say a slip and fall accident. You get up and you say, oh, no, I'm okay, no big deal. You go home a couple of days later, you start hurting. What do you do then? Do you sit on it? Do you then go to your supervisor? What?
Well, it's really important to make sure that you get the first report of injury filled out by your employer. And if you've got a problem, if something happens, you really need to go to your boss or your supervisor and make that documented report that something happened. It's very important, because if you don't, then workers' compensation is not going to cover you. I know of several cases over the years, people have just said, gosh, I'm going to be nice. I like my employer. I don't want to get my employer in trouble. And you're not. That's an insurance company that the employer pays money to take care of you. And so you really need to make sure that you report those claims. And sometimes if you don't report it and then you have a problem down the road, gosh, you may have a ruptured disc in your back or some big problem, and then you're not covered. And under workers' compensation, you can be guaranteed that you'll have medicals for life for that injury. So it's important.
Who would need to see a lawyer?
I think everyone needs to see a lawyer, and there are so many good workers' compensation lawyers in Alabama, or in Mobile. There's some really fine ones. Our firm does it, but we're not the only people. But you need a workers' compensation lawyer to help you calculate the value of your case. Many times the adjuster, they're working for the company, they're trying to save money, not pay you what your case may be worth, and a workers' comp lawyer can show them exactly how they need to pay the money and basically get what the case is worth.
Okay, so if you are hurt at work, you may not think it's that serious, but it could be. So make sure you report it to your supervisor. Make sure you go to the doctor, get yourself checked out, and then contact a lawyer, just like David Greene here at Greene & Phillips.
That's right. Thank you.
Thanks.